Alright, welcome back to the second video. So how I ended the first video, I talked about how I was going to talk about what my thoughts are on the culture so far, right? So to talk about the culture so far, you have to talk about what the culture was before Amorim came in, right? So for me, culture is a little bit of obviously multiple things. Well, culture is a lot of stuff jumbled into like one word, right? Culture. But I would say like my important, I guess, bits of the culture that are important to me that I think a team needs. Definitely a togetherness, like at least because when you at least respect each other and you care about each other, you're gonna fight. Like those games that are tough and stuff, like you're gonna want to fight with your brothers. Like I've been on many teams, and the teams that I felt like I really had friends and all that stuff were the teams I won most of the stuff that I ever won with. So like there has to be a togetherness. There has to be like a family feel, in my opinion, for teams to go the distance. There's some. I feel like there's some managers that don't focus on that part, but the teams become that anyways. But like it has to be there. Like it has to be. There has to be at least a level of respect in between the team, right? It doesn't have to be that you're like best friends, but there has to be a family respect to it at least. Then there has to be a respect of authority, right? There's got to be the levels of authority, right? You have the captain, you have the manager, you have the higher ups, right? There's levels of authority, and you have to respect them, right? Those two things are two of the more important things for me when it comes to culture, right? And then obviously, you want the players to have the heart, have the passion. That stuff is embedded in our culture, the belief to win till the end, all of that stuff, right? So to before Amber, to me, I didn't have a sense of respect towards the manager from anybody, like from the higher ups to the like players to nothing, right? There was like no sense of respect in my opinion, because I'll just give you a little example of why I think that, right? When I was watching Garnacho play with under Eric Ten Hag, there was not one time, I don't believe, that he went like down the left. Like if he was playing left wing, there was not one time that I saw him go down the actual left side of the wing and with his left foot cross the ball into the box for like a solid cross or like an opportunity or a chance. I don't know if that was Eric Ten Hag, right? Because if it was, then you are just a horrendous manager, which I didn't think he was a good manager. But if you tell me that your specific instructions to your players are that they are going to always, if they're a winger, come inside and take a shot no matter what, you should never be a manager ever in the history of any sport, period. So I just don't believe that that was his specific instructions to Garnacho. Like to me, that's it just doesn't make sense that like any manager would make any player one dimensional, like on purpose. That's like the most ridiculous thing ever. That's the easiest way to like have somebody get defended. Like, hey, I know that Garnacho is gonna come inside to take a shot every single time and will not go down any other way. That is the easiest thing to defend in the history of the world. So you cannot tell me that those were his instructions, because if they were, then he should have never been a manager at any level of football ever in the history of the world. But yet I saw Garnacho continuously do that, and just continuously not care, just do whatever. Like they just every single player. I don't want to like single out Garnacho, but that part of like him just always coming in and cutting in and shooting and like having it blocked by 2-3 players and not being reprimanded, not being sat on the bench, not nothing. There was nothing. That was something I just deeply disliked while Eric Ten Hag was here. There was nothing. There was nothing to it. All his interviews were just trust the process, trust the process. Something will happen eventually. Just trust it. And unfortunately, like, there was just nothing. There was no style of play to me. There was nothing. So that's what Amorim is coming into, to a team where there's cancers all over the place. You got players that walk around looking like they're extremely depressed to be here. Like, it creates like this just negativity, just completely. It just drives everybody down from the top to the bottom, from the people that work in the cafeteria to everybody just feels that, and it's just negative. And that's what you come into as a manager. And not only that, it's a sinking ship. So like, you come into that kind of like hostile environment, and not only that, it's a sinking ship. Like, so what do? You come in and you establish a culture. What has he established so far? It's been at least really good to see, right? Like, if like culture, we're talking about culture, right? Like, put away results for my videos for right now. Just put away results in your head, right? The winning part out of your head, and just think about the words and what I'm focused on, like culture, right? So, what have you seen so far from the culture that has been from last season to this season? I mean, God, I follow and watch people on YouTube, all the, like, fan channels, all that stuff, and everything around that was a complete 180 from what I've seen the past like 5 years, and not like before, like until Oli when like Ragnarok or whatever took over. Like, from then on, I like this the club, the players, it just looks like, like, it just felt, it just, none of it felt good. When Ollie was our manager, it felt good to me. Like, the players were like creative, we were scoring goals, we were like positive, and I felt like if we would have got a center defensive mid instead of Cristiano, because we didn't need goals in that team to win trophies, we needed a little bit of a fortitude in front of our defense, because that team and the way Ollie was letting them play, man, he was a real manager. And for those who got suckered into the English media of PE teacher, I'm sorry for y'all. He was not. He was a good manager for us, and we let him down. We never gave him the exact players he wanted. They didn't fully back him. I believe if Oli would have taken over and the Ineos would have been the people that like believed in him and backed him, he would have had better results. He would have still probably been our manager, to be honest, and we would have won a Premier League by now. Like, those are my true thoughts on Oli, because we won 27 games unbeaten under Oli. You don't do that by being a PE teacher, bro. If it was that easy for a PE teacher to do that kind of stuff, it just, for you to be sold that dream, for you to be sold that silly thought of the PE teacher thing by media is so like so ridiculous, because he wasn't, man. You don't go 27 games unbeaten in that sport at that height of level without being a good manager, like being able to use the players available to you, having them play, like get ready for games, all that stuff. So it was so unfair, man. Like, Ollie got treated so poorly, and the United fans that treated him poorly, look at yourself in the mirror, man, because that shit was retarded, bro. You guys did that. It was so rude. It was so bad for you to treat a legend of our club like that, especially when he wasn't doing a bad job. Like, we finished third and second back-to-back seasons. We were at least making it to semifinals or finals of cup games. So imagine if we could have gotten a center defensive mid there instead of Cristiano, because I don't blame Cristiano for anything. I don't blame him. I just think he didn't fit the style, and we didn't get the player that we really actually needed. That was the thing that I had with that. I don't blame Cristiano. But anyway, since then, since that Oli time, our culture has been crap, man. Like, nothing about United, just nothing. It's been crap, man. The only thing that Eric Ten Hag upholded was like playing our youth, and the only problem is he's such a bad manager that he let them get too ahead of themselves, bro. Like, he allowed Garnacho to get too ahead of himself. Kobe is now in that part too, and it's happening under Amorim, but he's not allowing it. You understand me? Like, Eric Ten Hag didn't sit there and go, okay, Kobe, earn it. You know what I mean? Like, you earn it. Like, the reason you're not playing is because Bruno's there, and you have to earn it over him, right? Like, that's culture, man. That's your manager saying, hey, like, I'm not just you're just not gonna be gifted it just because you're an academy graduate and all of that. Like, you can't be just given something. You have to take it. Like, you have to earn it. And for me, he gave him a perfect opportunity against Grimsby. He said, hey, this is a fourth division team. You're starting. We have a pretty solid team. You're gonna have Sesko in front of you. You'll have Cunha. You'll have whatever. Go out there and show me. Like, take it and deserve it, and make me tell Bruno, like, hey, I gotta give this kid more time. Like, look at it. Give me a reason. Show me. Tell me. Like go out there and give me something to back up the words that I have to like give, really, or like the decision that I have to make. And honestly, he hasn't. For me, Kobe has been very inconsistent at his time at United. Last year, he spent a good amount of the time injured. What has he done to deserve a starting spot in our team? Like, I get that fans don't want Casemiro to start in our midfield because they're like, oh, he's old or whatever and all that stuff. But if you want balance in your team, or the most balance that we could provide at this moment, Casemiro is the only center like six that you could really start right now, because he at least has the experience of like positioning and where to be and to stay back. Like, you need at least the experience there. In my head, it's like, bro, like, that's amazing in the sense of like, yeah, telling your youngsters, like, yeah, I get it, I know that you think you're ready, but like, take it. Like, just don't tell me. Like, prove it. Like, show me. Like, how does Kobe go out against Grimsby, and with that starting 11, you're down 2-0 at half, and you're like going up to your manager and saying that you should be playing and all of this stuff? Like, what? Like, come on, man. Like, that stuff to me is just ridiculous. Like, if you went out there, right? Let's say it's Grimsby and Kobe's starting, and you go out there and it's halftime, and Kobe, had an assist and had like a driving run that led to another goal, and we're up 2-0 against Grimsby. Now the manager has a legitimate like thing to think about and reason to give Kobe time. Like, hey, like, all right, you showed me something. You know what I mean? Because he put in the players like after, and then Kobe does one run that he leads to a goal, but that's a little bit too late for you to now do that, because Grimsby is not a Premier League team. So you shouldn't have had to wait for all these other players to come on the field, like Bruno and stuff, for you to actually like do what you did. So that kind of culture where you have to earn like your position, that kind of stuff, that's something we didn't have, and that's been built so far in less than a year with Amorim. You're getting the players that you didn't really want to not be around. I understand that we haven't really sold any of them, but they're not around either. So they're not at the facility as a distraction. They're not anything. They're doing their own thing, right? So they're pretty much not in our radar at the moment, right? So that's a good thing. He got rid of that, right? Because the most important thing is the locker room and them not being around all the time. He's not going to care if they're killing it somewhere else. That's going to lead to somebody purchasing them next season, or in the summer, or in January, or whatever. Or the team that has them out on loan. That works out for us. It doesn't matter. I don't care if these players do well anywhere else. It does not mean that Amorim's a bad manager or anything. They just can't handle, one, the Premier League, and two, Manchester United. Those are just pure facts. Like, Anthony was here under a manager that he played for years in Ajax. That was like his freaking like stepdad, right? And he didn't do anything really. Like, what do you blame that on? Like, what? You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's just like very interesting to me in that sense, and the blame and how it goes around and all that stuff. If they do well somewhere else, is because they themselves are happier to be somewhere else, right? Anthony played like better at Betis because he felt loved and he felt different, I guess. I don't know. But when he first got to United, I don't know what kind of love he didn't feel. But whatever, I'm just saying, like the culture has already changed and it hasn't even been a year. It has been set, like real guidelines, like real steps, real things have been put into place for the culture. And it hasn't even been a year. So am I happy so far? And the thing about culture, yes, we're recruiting better, we're writing contracts that are better, we're negotiating better, because yes, and Bomo took forever, but the contract was extremely in our favor. We paid it in 4 installments, and they are running the team and club right now, in my opinion, correctly. So the culture within less than a year has already improved and has a clear path forward. So check. So check, right? Next little video is gonna be about playstyle. So click on that one. Let's get it.